I'm actually utilizing your platform to get the recordings to create podcasts. So just so are informed, this is a recorded space, and anybody that is listening in through the API or just listening in the future, just so you know, this is a recorded space and that you can catch it on the Spotify application or Apple iTunes and iHeartRadio for a Web3 starter pack. Just type in Kit Baroness and you'll be able to find this along with others episodes. I do not keep episode numbers. I just call this Web3 starter pack special editions. This in particular is called Social Talk Space. I'm talking about the open sourcing code that you're trying to produce for an analytical platform. So we have here Kabir, who is the founder of NFT Talk Space. I'm not going to do any bragging rights on his behalf of all his previous endeavors. However, he has been a OG within the space and now entering into crypto Twitter and crypto markets as a whole. What he's building is quite unique to what's currently being built when it comes to platforms with recordings and using Twitter APIs. But Kabir, would you like to do your introduction?
Sure. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Kabir. My full name is Mohammed Kabir. I go by Kabir, and I have been in technology for many, many years, but in Twitter space for the last 9 months or so. And we have a platform that we call Social Talk, and NFT Talk is just the Web3 part of it. But the goal is to demonstrate how powerful social audio is, and Twitter Space is just an example of a social audio. And we demonstrate by showing discovery, how people can discover the spaces that in Web2, and also provide analytics and other gamified features that we may get into later today. And the goal is to showcase if Twitter Space is a social audio, here is the analytics layer, here is the discovery, here is the gamified model of engagement and community building. And our goal is not that. Our goal is to go beyond that, and I will also defer that for later conversation. But just giving the idea that this project exists, and I'm here to talk about anything related to this project and the bigger picture, which is social talk. Thank you.
Yeah, let's see here. It was 2 weeks ago, I believe. You had a interview with NFL Champion, which .eth with his group, which is the ENS community, and it was a really good space. And I know you donated a lot of your time after hours just to answer questions. So we're not going to try to go relive all of that. If anybody wants to go ahead and catch that recording, they can find NFLChampion.eth in reference to any recordings or even his profile on Twitter. But Kabir, there was a few questions I had in DMs referencing piggyback off of that previous episode about what you offer in comparison to Zlot. Zlot is also a social media platform using Twitter APIs, and they are also creating their own utility token for their platform that offers benefits for the members, etc. I personally understand the difference, but did you want to explain your roadmap in a short term on why that direction is not in comparable in competitiveness?
Yeah, so I know of them, and I actually went in and tried it out for a few things, just to see how things work. But I think what I am, telling people that what you see today on NFT Talk is really a teaser application. It's the teaser because it is connected to Twitter Space, and Twitter Space itself is our issue. Our issue is we want to replace Twitter Space with an open source version that anybody should be able to download or install, just like WordPress. And if that is available, then the analytics platform that we create would go with it. So the idea is, what you see today is a demonstration connected to Twitter Space, but because we don't believe Twitter Space is the ultimate goal for for most communities. Most communities will find boundaries Now Twitter is changing, hopefully for the better. But Twitter or any mega corporation, they would have limitations based on their shareholder rules and other rules. They have to obey. So I think if you had your own social audio infrastructure and you had analytics, discovery, and gamified economic model in that system, then you would benefit heavily. So that's really where we separate. That we're building with Twitter just because that's the demonstration. That's the stick and glue tool that we're showing. But in the future, we want to build a complete different system, but have the similar analytics, hopefully much better than what we have, because we are also limited by how many things we can get from Twitter. We have been really limited. I mean, severely limited. So the change in Twitter that we see, we're hoping that those limitations will be removed and Twitter will become more open and give us more access, and then we can show more analytics, more data. But we're not building for Twitter. We are building for Twitter, but we're not building for Twitter long term. Long term is open source, WordPress-like social audio platform that you click, install on a cloud, or click, download and install it on your machine. And whatever community size, it's up to you. Whatever terms and conditions, it's up to you. We don't want to be in the business of managing this. We just want to provide the technology, and we have business model how we do this. But I think I'll stop right there. I think that covers the difference, because we're not aiming for Twitter's front end. We're aiming to be a complete different platform.
So that kind of opens the door up to one of the questions somebody had with the ability to be in control of the data that is shared, utilizing your platform, and as well as building on, as you said, utilizing your platform as a WordPress for their own website, that they can also provide their own utility token to access certain information that they want to share, such as their RSS feed and so forth. Now, would a user of your platform be able to hide their profile and have access to its updates off their own API of their username, their profile, and pick and choose what they want to disperse?
They should. I mean, not what NFT Talk is, right? NFT it should be so configurable. You should be able to cherry pick. You should be able to cherry pick what you want, and it shouldn't come with too many things, because remember, WordPress is core, and then there's a lot of plugins for it. So I want to develop same model, a base core engine that does your audio, that does the encoding, that does the transcription, that does the management of the user base, and the WebSocket systems that needs to be there for all this web audio stream to work. It knows how to do chunking. It knows all the technical details that is $1 million software. Now, once that is available, other developers are going to build plugins on top of it. They're going to say token gating plugin. We are going to provide reference plugin. We're going to say there are these 5 plugins built. So it's a base course network plugin developers. We want to have an ecosystem. Right now, Twitter API is extremely limited, and Beres, I think personally, have looked at it. So we don't want the API base. We want the source. We want to change the source. So somebody should be able to download our software and say, you know what, we don't like this way. We want to change it. So right now, you couldn't do that. Right now, we are going to always limit ourselves by the API and the rate. The other pain point is the rate at which we can get information out of Twitter. So you will not have any of those limitations. You will have a system where you are simply, controlling the software and using other third-party plugins. I want to create an ecosystem of social audio, infrastructure that people can just shop around and just get their plugins from the marketplaces, just like WordPress. I want to mimic WordPress for social audio.
I love that. Another one of the questions, and I understand that looking at NFT talk spaces currently and its counterparts, because I understand NFT Talk.space is not the only platforms, but it's the main one that's being utilized at this point in time. You have other domain names that also redirect to NFT Talk space. Could you discuss more on things in the near future, within the year, that you're building out for?
Sure, sure. This is great because I think, as I said before, that, we are going to build open source version, but imagine if you are the venture cap. You want to look at this company and say, I don't know, NFT Talk is just Web3 and it's limited. I know it only has a couple 100,000 spaces, and the space size, the data is not vast. It's not in the millions and millions of records of data, right? Because the NFT itself is a very small category, and it's shrinking. It's shrinking right now. Now, what we want to do is launch immediately, as soon as possible, with version 1, sports talk and music talk and food talk. Those categories are so big on Twitter. It's huge. Social audio on sports is probably one of the largest. I mean, if you're talking about NFL, NBA, and soccer, and cricket, just those four things. Oh my God.
You cut out briefly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now. You left off on the 4 things.
Yeah. Can I give me 1 second? I think whenever I get a call, it's going to cut me out. So let me see if I can get myself out. No, it's not going to let me. Okay. So we're talking about building sports talk, music talk, and others, but those are Web 2, and those are not Web 3. The NFT Talk will be the only Web 3 space, kind of the category that we build, and the other ones are simply going to be Web 2. The reason we want to do that is we want to actually charge on the other ones. The other ones where the in-app token that we have, the VSP token, is actually going to be, something that they get, but they're going to also be able to buy in Web 2 just to promote and advertise and do other functions. But on NFT Talk, it will not be. NFT Talk has a goal to have a Web 3 token in the future. So there will be no buying of VSV token in NFT Talk. It's going to be always simply airdropped like we are doing right now into the wallet, into the accounts, and it's really a soft wallet. And the other ones are just going to be a traditional Web 2 business. And the reason we want to do that is that we want to show to our future investors that we know Web 2, we're monetizing Web 2. We are not monetizing Web 3 because of the legalities involved, because of the restrictions that we see, that we have to walk the walk. We have to be very careful how we walk this. And there is no guidance here. So until we have proper guidance, we don't see monetization of Web 3. And it is simply, it will remain as a kind of a reference platform. And if time permits us that we can launch a Web 3 token, we will do the transfer of this VSV to the Web 3 token, which is called the True Space Box, the TSV. So that will happen for everybody who have received this VSV token. And we are kind of setting a hard limit of 100,000 users. The first 100,000 users are going to have a one-to-one transfer. So if you have like 500 VSV right now and you never spend it because you were just not using it for any utility like upvoting or any others, you could just later transfer it over to the TSV if that happens, and then you have a Web 3 token, which we don't. So we're not doing that right now.
So, Kabir, the one thing that I know, which is actually, first of all, the NFT Talk space, I find it very unique that this is the first I heard you kind of shine a light on. It is the only one off of your social talk spaces that you are going to be introducing it into the Web3 applications, or implementing it into Web3. Now, the other ones, the ability to use your VSB and TSB utility tokens, are those interchangeable as well into the Web 2 applications to upvote and downvote and other interactions?
Yeah, so they are not TSV. TSV will be once you convert to TSV, you don't. It's basically you are trying to exit this utility. You're trying to take it. You can buy TSV and convert it back. So TSV, let's leave that TSV out because we have not figured out. Honestly, we are not spending any time on the Web3 token right now. Without any proper legal guidance, we won't touch that dial, right? So, But let's say you have NFT Talk VSB box, right? The virtual space box right now. And let's say we launch Sports Talk. Because NFT Talk is the original users, and you are you will be able to transfer that over because you have earned it through being the early bird, being the people who have suffered the beta, who have gone through the beta process. So we would reward that transfer to the other system. So if I launched a Sports Talk and you wanted to take some of your VSV to the Sports Talk and then utilize it for some of the functions that are available there, such as advertising functions and other things, then you would be able to. However, Sports Talk could not bring it, and they would not be able to come back to it. The reason we're doing this is that because the people that have trusted us, these are, you being a user and of the platform right now is so much more important than 100,001 user, because you are going through the process of how the software is being evolved. Right now, we are not even version 1, and you are using it. And so you have pain points. You have things that don't work or things that don't, have the UX. So why did we do that? We want to grant you this privilege to be able to move your VSWare. So that's one of the things that we're creating is a special case because it's our first baby, really. And then everything else will be just copies of clones of each other, right? These are Web 2 clones, and they're there to support the Web 2 traffic and Web 2 style, business model, not Web 3 business model. Web 2 business model says advertisers can come and buy advertisement slots, and you can sell that slot on the profile page. So let's say you have a Sports Talk profile page. You would be able to get benefit from that. If we say enable advertising on my page, because you're a publisher at that point, you are really a publisher. You are a micro publisher that has spaces, that has keyword. You have been ranked for keywords, so you are a publisher. So we would say we have these 10,000 publishers that can publish your whatever you want. Yeah, your advertising could be a new whatever. So then we would say that that's the revenue model we are going to create. Remember, we talked about, not on this space, but talk about affiliate marketing. That affiliate marketing needs to make money for all of the users, the people who are going to open their page to advertising by other projects, by other folks in the ecosystem. So that's how we see monetization. Because if you look at my profile, I say, monetizing your social audio. I want to help you monetize your social audio because your social creds, the reputation that you built with the social audio, you should be able to monetize it on that page. I don't think anybody is doing that. That will be the game changer, that every profile would now be valuable because you can open this up to advertising. And if you said, do it for me, then we would do it for you, and we might charge a fee. But if we said, I will do it because you will go cherry pick the advertisers from our available advertisers, and you will say, I will do this one, then you would be like, on your own. But if you're like Google, where Google says we have a network of sites that we can show your ad, and we would call that network of profiles that we can show your ad, then you're allowing us to show that ad. Remember, all this is happening in Web 2 and Web 3, but on Web 2, it's actually credit card and payment dollar value is coming in. It's just a big network of social audio personalities that are simply ranked based on their performance and based on their keyword density, what they're talking about, what they're not talking about, and I think that'll be gamified. That'll be the way to monetize your brand, your personal brand.
Yes. That the affiliate marketing that you talked about kind of goes back with what you were referencing before of utilizing your platform as basically a WordPress where you can integrate and build your plugins and so forth. The other question that we discussed previously in another spaces and within the ambassador group was utilizing the UI for APIs off of not just Twitter, but the idea of like Google or and I'm just throwing random stuff, Facebook, which doesn't have APIs, but
LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn. That was another one. Being able to utilize your platform. I know you yourselves. When I say you, I'm talking about the NFT Talk space and your other social talk platforms. That you aren't going to be the the caretaker hosting mechanism for trying to implement this, but would that have the freedom and flexibility for people to use your platform to affiliate market off of the other social media platforms that they have?
So the affiliate marketing, the way it'll work is that there's let me just tell you how we're seeing it, and we're doing this based on real world experience in building affiliate marketing. The terms is advertiser, the person, and we'll say, let's say Nike. Nike is an advertiser. Nike comes in and says, advertise my product to anywhere you want. So we would be the platform, that affiliate marketing platform, but the affiliates will be the people who are in our platform, such as you. You will be able to say, I'm open for affiliate relationship with these categories or all categories. Then anytime an advertiser comes in, we will notify our affiliates saying, hey, we got Nike, and they're offering a deal. If you show that, or if you talk about this Nike product or this product or this thing, they're giving away $N value for every affiliate that has closed the sale. So you could then say, I want that offer. You will immediately pick that offer. Now you will be in the system as an affiliate of that advertiser, and you can then take that asset that they're going to provide. They're going to provide a set of assets, a logo, a link, and all this thing, and we are going to turn them into our trackable link, and we'll say, you plug that in not only in your profile, which we will do automatically for you, but if you wanted to put it in Facebook or Instagram, go ahead. So now let's say you have an Instagram or you plugged in a picture of Nike and a link. Usually Instagram doesn't allow a link, but let's say in the Instagram bio, you change that to a link. And now people click on that thing. Now we're going to say, we got a link from Instagram coming into Nike, but it went through Kid Baroness affiliate, and we're going to track that. And we're going to tell Nike that they owe you this much money because you delivered this sale. And now if it is sale, that's one thing. That's a closed loop. But if it is just traffic generation, so is it a CPM or CPA campaign, cost per action? Are we doing a cost per action where I have to make a sale, or am I doing a CPM where I'm just doing every 1,000 clicks? How much do you pay me? So that sort of thing. So we'll have different type of affiliate income. One is for generating traffic to my profile, or one is for closing sale, like making actual sale, and that will require a closed circuit, and we'll do that. So that's how it's going to work. But I think you can take the links just like just like you can take any affiliate link from Amazon to any social media. You can take our link to anywhere and plug it in. I don't know if I answered your question.
You answered the question the best that you perceived the question, and I think I am satisfied with your answer. If anybody else has further questions, you're a pretty open person. You're always in some sort of space. You join other communities as well as hold your own. I'm pretty sure that you will be highly accessible if anybody wants to contact you directly in public or through a DM. So I wouldn't be concerned over the way that you're answering. This is casual. One of the questions we discussed previously as well, obviously all this is just continuance of our previous conversations, is I asked you during an AMA about a harvest strategy, and it seemed that there was a little bit of a gray area, so I just wanted to re-elaborate on a harvest business plan strategy versus an exit strategy. If you don't mind, you already understand what an exit strategy is.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, but the idea what a harvest strategy is another business terminology utilized, and I understand with the affiliate program, the marketing, and I get a general topic of how you plan on triangulating, a cash flow system from the platform you're building, that you want it to be open source and so forth. But the reasons for technicalities, reasons for harvesting a product is like the growth of the rate that a certain product grows starts to slow down, which is a change of the technology or whatever the consumer or the customer need quality is, it might slow down. So in that case, you start to create a better cash flow, which thus you're planting your seeds, you're harvesting your crops, thus the business terminology of a harvesting strategy or harvest plan. Would you be able to elaborate on your topic? And I want to welcome Mary Beth. Hi.
Hi, are we talking harvesting today?
Yeah, you actually came at the perfect time because I was just re-elaborating. We touched bases on this previously in NFL Champion space on exit strategy, and I was re-elaborating on the money flow that marketing that his platform provides for themselves with
Whose platform? Kabir's?
Kabir,
Okay.
yes.
No, you said NFL champion, so I didn't know if you're referring to something else.
Referring to the previous space we had, which was an AMA with Kabir.
Got it. Yes, I remember.
Hi, Mary Beth. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. So
Wonderful.
yeah, I mean, I don't. Right now, we are not focused on harvesting. I think it's possible, but I will tell you that what I need to create is demonstration of user interest and also across and away from not just on Web3, but also, like I said, on Web2. So because our strategy right now is we have a micro Web3 tool, NFT Talk. We want to create sports talk, music talk, and such, many others under the umbrella of social talk. And once we have that, there'll be, this is really an engineering company. So we will bring in the proper structure in the company that will be focused on kind of maximizing the company's return and the investors' return. I have never been able to focus on that. I'm just typical technology CEO right now, and I have done this previously as a CTO of 2 other companies. But I don't see that I need the people that we are attracting for our investment are looking at me as like, okay, he is going to build this out. He's going to be able to build this, and he might be the CEO for the purpose of being a founder, and but we will have to have other folks that are going to look at this for all types of monetization for the company. Like I said, that I really want to end up with the open source product. I will not compromise there. There is nobody going to have any other goals other than end product being an open source platform, so that it runs. People can explore it and actually grow it with plugins and other things. And I actually have seen very successful open source products that are actually making a great amount of money, and Linux is one of them, and WordPress is another one. And these guys are making good money and have made good money because the amount of interest that comes from other enterprises and other businesses to build customized version of them are really large scale things. Nation level things come in. Countries even will adopt a way of working with a company like that. So I'm not too worried about harvesting at this point. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, actually, your affiliate marketing itself is a form of harvesting plan of your product. And I understand, using the analogy of what WordPress has done pretty much sums it all up. But another issue, referencing back to my previous question on like personalizing someone's own data, which your platform that you use on the Web2 database website, someone can go ahead and hide their profile, build out their own platform, basically implement your UI for their own UX, and build off of that itself. Would be a form of affiliate, or would that be using your TSBs?
So that will only happen when you have the open source version. What you do with the open source version is totally up to you. You don't have to use any. Once you deploy it, you are actually responsible for the cost of deploying it. Either you have a big server, small server, whatever. So you are actually just imagine taking Linux and putting it on a Amazon server or your personal hardware computer and running a community of it. Of course, it has to be able to run it. You cannot put it on a PC that doesn't have enough juice to do audio conversions and stuff. So there'll be a minimum requirement. But what you do with the open source software is totally, up to you how you use it. I know, and so I think that the skin and the basic infrastructure, the basic application that is WordPress, you always get, the UI gets always thrown out by templates with the plugins. So I see a marketplace growing for social audio plugins. Once developers figure out that there is a core software that takes care of the audio encoding, takes care of the chunking of audio, takes care of the transcription, all the hard science, all the hard computation, and an AI engine to do analytics, just built in. And this is the stack they get. They will build on top of it, and it'll be simply a marketplace. You will be able to choose, I want that, I want that, I want that, and you'll be able to build out a very robust, customized social audio of your own, your brand. It'll be completely of yours, and we would ask of nothing from it. That's the whole goal. Now, developers checking that out. That is this code, kosher. We're going to monetize when an enterprise is going to call us and say, we want this for ourselves and want to talk to all our 20,000 employees with this thing, and you guys build us. Then they're going to send them an invoice for $5 million. So that's how it is done. That's one of the. But I do think that the affiliate marketing on Web 2 versions of it, yes, we are going to actually make a fee. So maybe that's what you mean by harvesting right there, because we are, as a middleman in the affiliate, we are going to charge a fee because there's going to be credit card transactions. We have to charge a fee. Can't give credit card transactions for free because it costs money. So we will have a fee on those, but not on NFT Talk. NFT Talk, I'm intentionally keeping it 100%, feeless from our side, just because the hope is to convert to a Web3 token in the future, so that there is no virtual currency. There's a clear law that says that if you offer virtual currency and if people can convert it to a monetary instrument later, you're going to have to abide by a serious set of FinCEN laws, FinCEN process. And I don't want to go through that. I want to simply say that I only offered these as airdrops to people who actually did participate in the community, and they never paid me. And at no point, nowhere, nobody paid me, the company. Therefore, we have not taken money. We have given them a way to get out to Web3, but we have not taken money. So that's one of the thing that we want to work carefully. So even if we do an affiliate, we're not going to actually make money ourselves. We're just going to pass the 100% of the return to whoever are the two parties, the advertiser and the publisher. Publisher being your profile. Your profile is a publisher, and advertiser is the other project that wants to get you to do some spaces and have some links published in your spaces so that they get traffic or they get a sale, whichever action they want to do. And is it a CPA campaign? Is it a CPM campaign? They will decide. And so I think we will not get in the middle of the tech transaction there.
I love it. I love it because on a side note, was trying to explain the idea of your platform once again is obviously for what you're doing, the ways that you're able to make funds off of it and keep it afloat. This is just a fun project, which most people don't understand because majority of the people that are inquiring to utilize your platform and the technology that you're building for it are trying to figure out how they can make it work for them, how they can actually utilize it for their own product management, their brands, getting out there. And you summed it up very well on the processes. They're the ones that are building off of it, utilizing the well, not the plugins at this point in time, but essentially plugins, using your platform and trickling downward rather than it working from the center out.
Yes, and I think once affiliate is there, I mean, we're actually launching the alpha version of the affiliate internally. It's not going to be available to everyone. It's only available to 4 projects. We have chosen those 4 projects. We're making them we told them, look, we're going to give you the traffic. We're going to, if the traffic is worth your dime, meaning if you like the traffic and it makes sense, we will go integrate further and do a closed loop, meaning we're going to track your sales. if you would allow that. They're like, yes, we'll do everything. And I've chosen some very simple, projects. Not, and Caden and Nico is right here. Caden Nico, his project is going to be a permanent fixture in our featured section of the. We basically turn ourselves into an affiliate, and we said we're going to publish Nico, Caden and Nico project. We're going to publish a few other projects. So we want to do this as an experiment, make sure everything is working and they're getting traffic. Once they get traffic, they won't pay us. Nobody's paying us, but they would benefit from the traffic, and then they could start building call to action. Like, I want to accomplish this. I want to do this. So I'm excited. I mean, a timeline for this is, I say, by end of November, we have a functional system that is beta, and by the end of December, we have a version 1. That's really timeline. And I think, Kate, if we have that goal, Matt, if we can meet that goal for affiliate, you will see that, that's going to when people are going to say, hey, NFT Talk is making me money. I have changed, my mission was discovery, analytics, and that, right? That's how I started. But then I realized, social audio is the most monetizable, content, because if I can convince you to buy something with my voice, I probably, that's probably my best bet instead of a copy. So I actually am betting that people are going to say, guys, I love this, or I do this, whatever it is. I don't know what it is they're going to buy, convince you of. But I think voice is our ultimate tool, and I see that as the ultimate, it goes with us, and we can monetize it. If we can have, some of us monetize our audio, social audio, not just, I don't want to record a voice and play it again and again and make a sales page. No, I want to say, come to talk, listen to me talk about this type of car, or this type of sports, or this type of magazine, or this type of book, or this, whatever it is I'm passionate about. And then maybe based on that, you can say, hey, this is cool. Where can I learn more? I'm like, oh, I got a profile, and in there I have a link to this. And, if you go there, it gives me some breadcrumbs. I think that should work. And I'm excited about seeing that work for Web3 folks, like NFT folks.
All right. Speaking of NFT folks, real quick on that, because we've touched redundancies on people being able to build onto your platform, make it work for them, and so forth. I do understand this is in beta, little things here and there on your roadmap, but for a general royalty stream or like a deployment of your product, do you have a general license that others have to utilize to market their own products with it? And if that's the case or not, people that are in the NFT community, which we're trying to get away from the word of NFT and just say, non-fungible tokens or something a little bit more portrayable of blockchain technology as a whole, how would they enter into the platform and try to market their metaverse or try to connect with it? I understand that you're playing around currently with another project to integrate.
So it's pretty simple. I mean, you have to have a Twitter. Since it's based on Twitter Spaces. You have Twitter. You have to have Twitter Space. You have to be. You don't have to have a Twitter Space hosting or speaking of your own. You just have to have a Twitter account, and then you can come in and see all the affiliates that are ready to go on certain topics. You will see that expertise, how much time they've spent in that topic. You can cherry pick the ones that you want to contact, and then they will get notified. And then you say, I have this product that I want to market.
Your connection's acting up again.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me now?
Had to speak it into existence.
So bad.
Oh, no. Okay. So I'm actually steady. I'm not moving. I'm holding the phone in front of my mouth. So the part where I think the licensing, the only thing we will require is a very simple, disclaimer agreement that you and the advertiser, like whoever the product that you are selling or promoting, it is a relationship between the two parties, not us. We're just a tracker. We're just simply facilitating a third-party data showing you that you promised to deliver, 50 links or 50 clicks, and you delivered 20. So you get, this much reward from the advertiser. So we're just keeping the accounting, and we're saying that that's final because that's what we were able to track. Now, if you have dispute or if you have other issues, then you'll have to resolve that. This is pretty standard affiliate agreement. The other thing is we would obviously want to forbid, anything such as something that is criminal activity that can come. I don't want somebody promoting, some sort of stolen software, right? So you don't have that simple thing that says that you are, you're operating within an U.S., California, legal structure that you're going to have to be appearing in front of a California judge if you violate this policy. So basically, standard legal term that says that you are two parties talking to each other, making the sale. We're just the software that's tracking the sale or the action, and we are not getting income from it, so we are not a party to the transaction. We're just recording that the sale closed or sale did not close.
I appreciate it. And we are 10 minutes till the top of the hour. I want to open up for anybody that might have questions or just want to have small talk over the affiliate program, or not the affiliate program, sorry, the ambassador program that you currently have, such as myself that's on the ambassador program for NFT Talk space.
So Kate, I just want to point out that among the audience we have Shaker. He is the founder of Centurious. And we are actually going to be talk in our second week of November about an integration. He is building an awesome platform for non-fungible token creation and marketplace, and it's completely DeFi. It's not decentralized, and so I'm excited to learn more about it. We had a good chat today, and but I'm actually in DM talk with few other founders, including some marketplaces. So I think they're saying, show us that you can deliver an affiliate system, and then they will connect. And once that happens, I am telling you that people are going to see benefits because they're going to be able to say, I am making money. And once people hear that or do that, it's going to spread. It's going to spread like wildfire. So I'm excited about that. And his technology is something we're looking at integrating with, as a marketplace, as a new solution. So I'm excited. So thank you for coming here, Shaker.
Yeah, thank you, Shakers, because you've been here this entire time.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the invite. Of course, I'm very excited to actually get the integration started and learn more and support each other.
So sorry, I must have botched your name. I just want to say hello. Nice to see you in here.
Hey there, it's nice to be here. I've seen your work and engaged with you and saw that you had a room here, so I thought I'd check it out.
No, I appreciate that you came in here because you missed the last portion of it, but we're talking about platforms, and I know that you are highly technical and have an OG mindset with how Web 2, Web 3 integrations work. Did you have any small input on how APIs and UIs would work for creating affiliate programs and be able to market products for a user?
I since I just came in, I wasn't sure exactly what angle here, and I thought I would just listen. Sounds like you're winding up, is it?
Yes. I try to run my spaces for 1 hour, and I like to associate myself on Twitter with a lot of people that are high thinkers and high dreamers, because in theory of what Web3 is, there's so many people that are building and practicing, but yet we have very little to show for that can be interoperable. And the one thing that I wanted to highlight was what Kabir is doing with his social talk spaces, which focusing on NFT buzzwords through the APIs on Twitter. However, the process of what he's making out almost like a WordPress open source profile for others to be able to build off of is amazing.
Well, that sounds great. I'm not much of a coder. I have done user interface design and so forth in the past, and have done a lot of top level design, but as far as referencing databases in the stack and so forth, that's kind of out of my zone. But I am an old WordPress user, and I have to say I'm making a little bit of money with designing spaces and spatial. So for me, that's a big step because, having been a designer and doing digital work for a long time, this is really the kind of money I was looking forward to making, and it's finally happening. So I'm excited, and being able to be in touch with people who do know how to write APIs, and work with APIs and write code and JavaScript and Python and stuff like that. It's always very exciting.
Well, that was my point. I wanted to. Sorry, I'm using you as an example, but the one thing is a lot of people entering into the space for adoption purposes. They don't necessarily need to know how to code for the APIs. That's what his NFT Talk space and platform is itself. So for you saying that you find WordPress easy enough to utilize, that's what Kabir is doing, making something user friendly so people can build off of it for their own smaller projects with less technicalities, the ease of operability.
Yeah, it's funny. Oftentimes when I take on a client for just regular Web 2 use case, shop owners or somebody who's trying to take their stuff on the interwebs, uh, I've used WordPress because I feel like it's the easiest of these platforms to teach. And ideally, I don't want to be the webmaster. I don't want to hold on to anybody's URL or, be a bully with their domain name or anything like that. My aim is to be able to teach them how to work it. And WordPress has worked really well. I will say that I've used GoDaddy more often than maybe I'd like, but I don't have any problem with them. I don't have any problem with WordPress either. I hear people bitch and moan and complain about these platforms, but dude, they're free, and I mean, you can pay and get the slicker deal, but just the fact that this stuff is available to us and open source. I've been a part of the Creative Commons community within music creation and just sharing resources, loops, these kinds of things. So just being able to empower people has been my mission.
How much I appreciate Melwell coming in here and giving her story in general, because that's the summary of what I feel your platform is going to offer. And I might just be a dreamer, but is there any 2 cents or thoughts that you've had on the background that you are willing to share on what your goal is for people of that sort?
So, I mean, what I understood is that, Melwell, you are able to, design digital spaces, I guess, or for spatials and things, and but you're not coder. And the system that we are building is really a sandbox. It's a place where you can have your own Twitter spaces, your own type of social audio, and there's going to be plugins to add. If you're used to WordPress, I mean, it's just going to be, you can add plugins and click, install open source plugins and build a social audio that is not owned and operated by anyone else but you. And that's the end result we want to achieve. And right now we are not there. We're actually teasing people, showing how our front end looks like on Twitter Spaces. And Twitter Space, as you know, is owned by a mega corporation, and it is changing, hopefully for better. And but it's still controlled by another corporation's end user license. But what we want to do is free you from using somebody else's end user license, and that nobody reads, nobody understands, and we sign our rights off it because we just have to. There's no other choice. And with our software, with an open source system, you would be able to create that experience and build on it without needing coding, without need to worry about audio engineering, or encoding, decoding, chunking, and encryption, all kind of technology that goes around serving audio. You don't have to deal with it. That's built in, provided as a base layer. And other people are going to build on top of it. And some of them will be free, some of them will not be free. That's up to them. Whoever wants to make plugins, UI, UX, whatever he wants to do, their experience on top of that base layer is what we're trying to achieve. But today we just demonstrate on top of Twitter. So what we show today is not the end product. What we show today exists with Twitter Space and their physics. They control us. They tell us how much data we can have, how many times we can call them. So this limitation is coming from Twitter. And we don't like it, but we have to show something, and so that people get excited about our platform that is coming. So I'm excited that you'll be able to use it.
That's just that's all part of the magic of running an API, huh? So my question is when are you going to be? Are you going to be? Are you in the beta phase right now, or are you beyond beta?
No, we are demonstrating the analytics, discovery, and gamified community building on top of Twitter Spaces. So we're connecting to Twitter Spaces and showing here are Twitter Spaces opening, closing, and here are the profile, speakers and hosts, and all those things that we're showing right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just asking for your timeline.
Yeah.
So what you're showing right now is a demo.
Yeah.
And what I'm asking is, when can I get my paws on it?
So that is to be determined, because that will require a significant investment, and because of the market condition right now, we're not seeking investors right now. What we're going to do is look at how the market behaves starting next year, and once we see that that the VC market is there, and we have enough demonstration. The demonstration that we are providing is good enough for people to understand our vision and our capability. Then we would go out and actually have a venture fund partner. Then we would be able to give you a timeline on when we can build a Twitter Space like solution for the public, open source. So unfortunately, I don't have that. So right now we have to play with the Twitter Space, and I think we're showcasing that, and it's growing. I mean, that is even though I call it demo, it's really fully functional and has a lot of things coming to it, because it's like the engine. We're basically buying an engine. It's like buying a boat engine and putting a boat on top of it, and we're making the user experience and the analytics and the gamification right now, saying, oh look, this is what's possible with Twitter Space. Imagine what's going to be possible if the engine was also built by us and it was free. It was just, you could take it and do even better than us, because there'll be always people doing better than us. So that's really the vision, that let's build an engine so that all of us can make our own, and what comes of it is going to be great. But unfortunately, I don't have without funding we cannot do that. That's the level of investment in terms of the resource needed to do something of that scale, to develop a platform like that. It's a lot of resource.
Well, Kabir, I promised you only an hour of your time, and I know you've been parked this entire hour trying not to lose reception. So I appreciate everything that you do within the space, within the communities, and answering questions. And no matter how redundant it is, just the love that you have talking about this type of stuff it just fuels the ecosystem. Little tech heads or people that want to get into being a builder, and as well as trying to offer things for adoption for those that just enter and don't even know what blockchain fully is. And those that came in for listening, Blem, you've been quiet this whole time. But I would like to do any closing statements. And Blem, since you have a mic and I haven't heard from you, if you're available, would you like to do any closing statements first off?
Yes, Baroness, thanks for having me up. Blessings, Sir Kabir, Melwell, and everyone listening, all the speakers. I just came to show some support to Kabir, and I saw the social talk, and I made reservations for the space. So of course I'm here, and I'm glad for all the insights and the questions asked and answered. And yes, thanks for hosting this space, and it was a good listen. Thanks.
Thank you. And Casey, I know you're not feeling well. I'm not going to make you talk, but I just wanted to say hi to you. Shakers. Oh, go ahead, Casey.
Hey, I'm here to support any way I can.
Thank you. And Shakers, thank you once again. Kabir, do you have any closing statements?
Well, thank you, Kit, for hosting the space, and I look forward to talking to you more about our product, and I think that'll happen over the course of time. But you are doing a great job of introducing people to tools and techniques and investigating some of this. It's not easy. A lot of people don't have the time and also technical skill and overall understanding how to approach something like this. So what I see, our problem is that we are building something new, right? We are building a new product, a new category of product. It doesn't exist, and so we have to also educate. Our biggest problem is that we have to also teach people need this. So we have two problems to solve. We have to solve a problem that, hey, we need a social audio that is not owned by anyone, and second, oh, you need this because we have to showcase all that. So you help with that education, we help with that adoption, because the more we talk about it, the people are going to realize if they had a WordPress like social audio and they can deploy it and start 500 people and grow to 5,000 and 50,000, nobody controls them. And that is the future that I want to see sooner than later. So I thank you for helping us get there by talking about it, by sharing. The more we share, it also helps us see the need, like what are the first 10 problems within this thing I'm going to solve. That's what I already realized, that monetization of social audio would be the ultimate killer app that would lead to people using social audio more. If people knew that they could hold spaces and get ranked for keywords, just like websites get ranked for keywords, then they will say, oh my God, I am ranked for these things because I talk about this. And then these advertisers, these folks are finding me, trying to get me to talk about their stuff. And, I think I have the audience that will listen to me because the product is good. Of course, you should never push a product that you don't trust. I know that's what we expect you to do the right thing. So I think social audio as the ultimate monetization tool for every individual exists. And I would see that if I can showcase that with Twitter Space and then going into the open source version, if I can do that, it's going to be unbelievable. But if I can't, somebody else will, because we talked about it. Thank you for letting us talk, and I continue to look forward to talking to you more.
Thank you all. And last closing thought is, if anybody has any questions, they can go ahead and find Kabir in any space, jump on in. He's pretty open. I'm just throwing him under the bus at this point in time, as well as check out nfttalk.space. And you can see for yourself the beta version that is up and running on the interwebs. And there is an ambassador program with visuals and other content to learn more. So thank you very much. You all have a great night.
Thank you, Kit. Thank you, everyone. Bye. See you later.
Thank you, Kit. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you, Kabir. Good
Thank
night.
you. Bye.